I can't believe people have to wait to see the headline. I mean, the inflation's a lot higher. The houses where I live are up 22%, the average cost in a year. It's about 20% nationwide. Groceries are up dramatically. Beef, try going and buying a couple of nice grass-fed fillets to cook on the grill over the weekend, and you'll see for yourself. I mean, and that's the thing people aren't doing, David. They're walking around with their cell phone. Smartphone dumb people, they look at the phone all day and they read whatever it says and they respond accordingly. Put the phone down, go out and ask people in your life. I mean, try to get a repair done on your property. Try to buy something that you need. Try to buy a car. In Florida, there are dealerships that have empty lots. Unbelievable, empty lots, and you can get a car next year, but you can't drive it before you buy it. People, it's amazing that they wait for the headline. So 6% is only the beginning. It's going to go much higher. It's not transient. I mean, none of these people are going to lower prices. This is here to stay.
Okay, EB, let's talk about the 6.2% inflation. First of all, a lot of people watching the show, I read the comments, by the way, they're writing things like, okay, there's no way inflation is actually only 6%. If I just go to the grocery store, my beef and my steaks, they've gone up a lot more than 10%. So where did this 6% come from?
Well, I can't tell you who cooked this up, and I'm sure they have a methodology. I mean, if you remove all the things that went up a lot, like, for example, if you take housing out, housing's up 20%. If you take housing out, that helps. If you take out gasoline, that goes up a lot, so let's take that out. I mean, you start taking everything out, and then you're left with 3 or 4 things that went up a little bit, and you tell people that, and it pacifies them for a few more months. But the big thing people have to see is, if you put your money in the bank, you get 0.5% interest, and then if the inflation's 7, 8, 9, 10, pick a number. I mean, you're losing significant wealth, and that's the subtitle of my book, The War Against Your Wealth and How to Win It. I mean, people have a chance to wake up now. We told them this in September. Wake up now, see what's going on, and see what's ahead. This is all very obvious if you're prepared.
Okay, well, let me just show you data from the BLS. So as you can see now, they've broken down the CPI by its core components here. All items, so 6.2%. Food went up. The biggest component that went up the most was energy. Do you think, well, we talked about inflation overall now being transitory. Do you think energy prices are going to continue to stay elevated, or do you think oil, or the increase in oil prices rather, is transitory?
Well, how's it going to go down? I mean, you effectively make it illegal or impossible to produce any new oil. There's no investment in oil. Exxon's got radicals on its board of directors now that are requiring the company to adhere to all kinds of new age environmental standards. There's no way it comes down. I mean, as you know, I'm in a new business, the carbon offset business. We've started a royalty company in that business now privately. And we're very familiar with what's holding the oil market back. I mean, it's very unlikely that the price of oil goes down.
Look at this. Gasoline went up 50% year over year. What does that? I mean, what does that mean for the average?
All you got to do is not buy any energy, and you'll be fine. So by the time you strip all these things out, don't eat any meat, don't buy any energy. Just all you got to do, you get on a starvation diet and you live outdoors, and you'll be fine.
All right. So, okay. What does this mean for the average person then? If you're saying that inflation at 6.2% is only going to go higher, and energy costs, having already gone up so much, aren't going to come back down anytime soon. What's Joe Blow going to do now, EB?
Well, what they need to do is distract themselves with social media and endless headlines and buying rogue cryptocurrencies and doing all these things so they don't think about it. I mean, that's the average person doesn't want to think about these things. In fact, when they ask you and you tell them, they say, "You're making my head hurt. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I just want it to go away, and I just want someone to fix it for me." But that's not going to happen. The average guy is going to pay for all this. You're going to make more money. You're going to pay more tax. You're going to pay more for everything that you buy. The companies that you buy things from are going to pay more money in taxes. The system is going to get larger. The technocrats in Washington are going to have more money to play with, and this thing expands. The question is, what do you do about it? What I've done about it is buy 40, 50 years of royalties on different things that are going to shoot up in value. I mean, take the price of copper, for example. I mean, it's up 7-fold since the beginning of the century. So it's 21 years, it's up sevenfold. It's going to go much, much higher. I mean, most of the copper mines in the free world are being protested by their own shareholders, so they can't even produce more copper. So what do? You position yourself so that as these things hit home, you're ahead of the curve and benefiting.
I'd like you to react to this now. It's the quits rate. Skyrocketed. Okay, now a lot of people think that they are going to, or they should, find another job that pays them better, and so they're confident that they'll be okay in the workforce. And of course, as you know, in many sectors there is a labor shortage. Now there are other reasons as to why people are quitting their jobs. I read recently that people are quitting because they're making so much money trading, either with stocks or crypto, that they don't need to be working a full-time job anymore. So whatever the reason may be, we're seeing a record number of people quitting the labor force. How do you react to this?
Yeah, I mean, why work? I mean, as you transition into a state-controlled capitalist economy, you're going to call it capitalist, but it's really called a command economy. That's the actual definition of this. But as you transition into that, it's hard to motivate people. Why stand out on the road and hold a survey, tool, or work outside and in the heat and dig holes or do whatever it is that you do? Why do that when you can sit at home and trade pancake coin and generate profits? I mean, but this is a farce. I mean, it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't work because you don't create anything. And so this happened in 1999. There were internet cafes.
They're creating money for their bank accounts. That's all some people need.
But are they really? I mean, that's the thing that's very interesting to me. Is what I find is we got this wall of money that's moving around, and so everyone asks me, what do I buy? What do I buy? What do I buy? They always want to know the next thing so they can go and push this wall of money onto the next thing. And it's from the little guy all the way up to the hedge funds. There's very little actual investing that goes on. So as this wall of money chases things around, what's left in the aftermath? I mean, I think a lot of these people are actually not making money. What's happening is they're generating a lot of commissions, they're generating a lot of tax consequences, and what they're getting trapped in these trades. I'm hearing from people that see on the way up, they're speculators, and on the way down, they're fundamental investors. Yeah. That's how it works. You do your homework after things roll over. And so I think a lot of people are getting kind of swept away in this and generating losses. The thing people are missing is that they're waiting for the media to tell them what's happened. But you can get in front of this. I mean, Kaiser Permanente just came out and said it's $23,000 a year for the average small family to have a health plan, a medical insurance plan. I mean, think about that. It's absolutely incredible. It's $2,000 a month. Now, of course, the employer pays for part of this, so you don't notice. But the employer, that's money they would be paying you. So you got to have a COVID test given to all the dishwashers at the restaurant. Okay, I mean, all these things are costs that someone has to pay. So the employee ends up paying a lot of these costs, but they don't know that they pay them because it's money that they would otherwise make as income. So you're never going to catch up.